5:53 NewsTalk 1290. Okay, we just heard, as we prepare, it's still a long way away, so don't start the barbecue yet. MasterCard Memorial Cup begins May 16th here in London, Budweiser Gardens. According to John Moore of the Halifax Mooseheads, Baie-Comeau is the front runner after their trade window closed for the last time in the QMJHL. The question becomes now, what will happen as we head toward the OHL's trade deadline? I'm Mike Stubbs along with Nick Chinoski. This is London in the Afternoon. There was a trade made today which sounded simple, seemed fairly significant, but at the same time it wasn't a big blockbuster involving 5 players, but it may have tipped some scales one way. Vishal Hussain is the voice of the Oshawa Generals, a guy who has been around this area with the St. Thomas Stars in the past, and he joins us. Vishal, how are you?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. You've been back to a Stars game at all?
You know what? I haven't had a chance to as yet, but I really want to get back out and see Coach Horvat and trainer Tom Ford and the rest of the team there.
Well, you're able to say hi to them here and now. Let's talk about the guy that the Oshawa Generals are saying hi to. Dylan Smoskowitz is now a member of the Generals. What do you make of this?
Well, I think it's a great move. You know, they were talking about getting an overager on the team at some point in time. I thought maybe Carter Sandlack would be a good fit because of, he's friends with Josh Brown. They went to Oak Ridge High School together in London, and, they had that fit. But, giving up a second-round pick for a guy like Smoskowitz who can score, and Jeff Dewey was on the radio today, and he said, they're going to add him on the power play unit. And he'll shore up that lineup, and it bumps some rookies down a little bit because they've got a whole boatload of them. And I don't know how you can win in the playoffs with that many rookies. So to add that overage presence, the third one on their roster, along with Brian Hughes and Colin Sullentrop, it's a good fit. And Cole Castles, he's only scored a goal in his last 17 games. So they needed some scoring up front, and I think this addresses that beautifully.
Vishal Hussain joining us, voice of the Oshawa Generals. Vishal, we were talking last week with a couple of people in the media about what could happen, and there was still some suggestion that Oshawa was trying to figure out whether they were going to be buyers or sellers. You told us a little while ago, look for them to be buyers. Now, are they definitively buyers here at the deadline?
I think you'd have to say so. I mean, unless they get an absolutely stunning offer for Scott Lawton. I mean, they've only won 2 times in 8 games in his absence, so it just goes to show what a big part of that team he actually is. But, barring anything unforeseen, I think you can definitely put them down as buyers. I think what they'd like to do is add one more defenseman because they have 3 rookie blue liners out there with Petchnik, Sullentrop, Brown, and Carlisle. So I think they'd like to add one more piece to go along with Mitchell Vandesoppel so they don't have too many rookies going through the lineup. And, a guy like Slater Cuckoo, he might be sought after pretty highly. And it's hard for, if the Generals can make a go for it, especially with London hosting and if they get London in the final, because they've looked so good with Lawton. It seems like this is the year to go for it. And I don't know how you can justify to your fan base that, this is the year that we're going to trade a guy like Scott Lawton. I just think they can't do that. And in my mind, it's no doubt that they're definitely buyers.
They have a nice lead atop the Eastern Conference. Vishal, as a final topic, what does this do to the Eastern Conference? Because there are other teams that have been performing well. Sudbury has, Barrie has, the North Bay Battalion have. What do you think this does to their strategies?
I think they have to alter it a little bit because now you got another guy that's already scored 20 goals in 40 games on that roster. And, of course, he scored 33 last year with Mississauga. So they're going to have to probably respond in kind as well because Oshawa's played those teams really well when they have Lawton in the lineup. So, they're going to have to be careful. I think Sudbury, once they made that move for Craig Dunnick out of Sarnia, that really stabilized them. And I think the Generals were looking for something like that themselves. And this just solidifies their top 6 with Dal Cole and Hunter Smith, along with Smoskowitz, Lawton, and Josh Sturck. So I think it's a good fit, and a lot of teams are going to have to be careful now of this offensive firepower that the Generals now possess that they didn't at the start of the year.
Well, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. No doubt this could be the domino that gets it rolling. Vishal, thank you so much, and enjoy Dylan Smoskowitz.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that, and we'll see you on Family Day when the Knights are in Oshawa.
Beautiful.
All right, take care.
Take care. That is Vishal Hussain. 5:58 is the time. We are out of time. We'll see what other dominoes fall because the overage trade deadline is Thursday. OHL trade deadline is Friday. And again, John Moore saying coming out of the QMJHL trade window, the Baie-Comeau Drakkar are the team to watch out for. They have a great logo. It's this like Viking boat with a really mean dragon face on it. It's intimidating. It's not that intimidating. It's 5:59. Primetime Sports is on the way next. No doubt they'll be talking a little about Team Canada and the Olympic men's hockey roster. Enjoy. You're listening to NewsTalk 1290 CJBK.